Hi there, my name is Tim Birch. I'm a treehouse host here at Sonoma Zipline Adventures and Alliance Redwoods Conference Grounds. Today, we want to share some of our favorite facts about redwood trees and how they form the backbone of our experiences here. First, they're ancient, even more ancient than I am. Coastal redwoods are among the oldest living organisms in the world. Some of these trees were around during the Roman Empire. We believe that they can live past 3,000 years old. The oldest one that we know of now is around 2,200 years old.
They reach for the stars. 2,200 is pretty old, but still thousands of years younger than some of the oldest trees in the world. While redwoods might not be the oldest trees, they have mastered one thing: height! They hold the unrivaled record of tallest tree species in the world. Several are documented to be over 350 feet tall. The tallest among them all, though, is Hyperion, an 800-year-old redwood who stands at 380 feet tall.
They host sky-high worlds. Some pretty incredible stuff happens all the way up here, too. These redwood branches create such a massive canopy that they will actually collect dirt and grow fauna. This attracts entire communities of worms, insects, salamanders, and even small mammals, some of which haven't been recorded living anywhere else.
They have thick skin. Here's one of the reasons why a redwood lives so long. Its bark gets up to about 12 inches thick. It protects it against everything the environment has to offer. Tannins protect it against diseases, and the fibrous layers of the bark protect it against the bugs. A redwood contains so much water that it is protected even against fire. These trees can even benefit from regular small burns. It clears out the forest floor, and it opens up their cones so that they can begin to grow new trees.
They sip on fog. The redwood's native habitat is quite temperate, so rain provides the majority of their water. In the summertime, however, the redwoods rely heavily on coastal fog for their moisture. Redwoods get about 40% of their water from the coastal fog. The fog will condense on the needles and form little droplets, where the tree will either absorb those or drop them down to the forest floor and absorb it through their roots.
Their roots intertwine. You might imagine with all that stuff going on above ground that the root system would be really deep, but not the redwoods. They extend up to 150 feet, intertwining with the roots around them, creating a community which greatly increases their stability. That means that the roots of a tree, just like this one here, extend all the way out here.
They used to host geese. When these large trees burn, sometimes they leave a cavity in the base of the tree. These goose pens were used by early settlers to house small animals. Nowadays, it's more likely that they would be used to hold curious people than animals.
They have ghost helpers. Something else that has us curious is this little friend here. He's known as an albino or ghost redwood, and there's only about 400 of them in the state of California. Recent research says that these guys are full of cadmium, copper, nickel, and other toxic metals. Scientists theorize that these little trees are in a symbiotic relationship with the healthy trees around it. What happens is they take up the toxins from the trees around while the trees around give it its sugar it needs to survive.
They have the cutest cones. Speaking of little, look at these tiny cones. Instead of going the route of having larger cones with more seeds, redwoods have many small cones that can have about 50 seeds each. This sets a record for biggest tree to cone ratio at 4,560 inches to 1.
They were once international. While the stately coast redwood only lives along the Pacific coast, it used to have a much wider habitat. It used to extend further along the west coast as well as the coast of Europe and Asia. The planet has warmed over time, and these areas have shrunk, and their reach is smaller because of logging and urban expansion.
And finally, they are climate crisis fighting superstars. Trees hold carbon dioxide, which makes them very important allies in the fight against climate change. According to research, redwoods can hold more CO2 than any other trees in the world. They can hold 2,600 metric tons of carbon per hectare, more than double the absorption rate of the Pacific Northwest's conifer trees and Australia's eucalyptus forests. Not only are they the tallest and most majestic trees in the world, they're also out here saving the planet.
We hope you can see why being in this forest means so much to us here. So, as you're zipping through these magnificent trees, or enjoying the beauty of a peaceful trail, or letting the trees gently rock you to sleep in one of our luxury tree houses, we invite you to revel in the unique wonder of the coastal redwoods of California.